my beautiful loves, it is Ashley Love here, and I am back with another video to help you finish this year strong, do what you got to do, and soar on into 2020 so that you can see your goals and your visions come to life. And today I'm talking all about focus words and power words so that you can end up setting the intention now so that you can manifest what you desire in 2020. So stay tuned. So beyond a New Year's resolution, which oftentimes we say we're gonna do it, say that we're committing to do it, and then all of a sudden it goes down the drain, like a few hours later, a few days later, maybe we make it to a month. But a power word or a focus word is a great way to bring in the new year and to set that intention ahead of time. It's one word with so much meaning. Like, this word combines what you need more of in your life, what you want to focus on this year, and really what you want to improve on. So you're sitting there like, Ashley, really? Like, why do I need a power word or a focus word? Like, what is that going to do for me? Well, like I said, that sets your intention of what you want to happen so that when certain things, certain situations arise, that is what you're constantly thinking. If it's all about consistency, your whole year is built on you being consistent at something, and yet you go to fall off the bandwagon. That word is going to bring you back on track. Is this decision in alignment with my power or my focus word? And choosing a word doesn't have to be difficult. It's not a process where you have to sit there and say, okay, I've got to come up with the perfect word. It's what word resonates with you at this point in your journey. Now, y'all, if you are having trouble coming up with a focus word for the year, then I challenge you to think about these questions, and it will help guide you in what direction your focus word needs to be in. I want you to think about how this past year was. What motivated you? What improvements do you need to make from 2019 to 2020? And what do you need to do differently? If that doesn't help, then I want you to dive a little bit deeper. And I want you to start thinking about what negative words are holding you back right now. What negative words? If you're constantly tearing yourself down and you're saying that you're ugly or that you're not enough, turn those negatives into positives. And that right there can be your power word for the year. So if fear is what's holding you back right now, if you're scared to take that next step, if you're scared of what people are going to think about you, if you're scared of where you're going and will you be able to handle it, if you fear success, then maybe your power word for 2020 needs to be fearless so that you're walking in to 2020 with the intention that you will not let fear hold you back anymore. Maybe it's that, like I just mentioned, that you feel ugly or that you're not beautiful. Then maybe your power word for this year needs to be beautiful or beauty, and start focusing on telling yourself that you're beautiful. Start putting that as your focus. Y'all, I started the I Am Simply Beautiful movement basically because I was seeing so many women who were putting themselves down. They felt like they weren't enough. And I, within my own journey, realized that affirmations were the only thing that was really going to help me to transform those negative thoughts into positive ones. So it started with me saying, I am simply beautiful. Every time I wanted to say, I'm not enough, or I don't look good, or I don't feel good about myself, I constantly was telling myself over and over again, I am simply beautiful. And I was setting that intention for myself. And then other people started catching on, other women, and they were setting that same intention. And even if they didn't believe it when they started, which I know I didn't, the more I said it to myself, the more I started to believe it. And so that's what this power word is going to do for you. Is maybe, again, it's consistency. You need to be consistent. You've got to stop falling off the bandwagon, and you've got to keep with your schedule, keep with the processes that you put in place instead of falling off every time or giving up when things get hard. So if consistency is your word and you're constantly telling yourself, I'm going to be consistent, I'm going to do better at it, consistency is key to my success, and you're constantly feeding that to yourself over and over again, you're training your mind to then believe that you are consistent, and you will then act in consistency in your life or in your business or in both, in all areas of your life. You've got to train yourself to believe it and to be it. And that's what this is going to do for you. Now, if you've gone through asking yourself those questions, you've thought about the different negative words throughout 2019 that keep coming back to you, and you don't have any of those, the next thing I want you to ask yourself then is, what do you want more of? What do you want to see more of in your life? Is it positivity? Is it manifestation? Or what are you trying to manifest? Is it success? Is it money? Is it love? Is it better relationships? Is it peace? Maybe it's happiness, or is it opportunities? I want you to ask yourself, what do you want more of in your life in 2020? So now that we've talked about what power or focus words are, you can choose to say it whichever way you like. I usually say power words, but I know a lot of people say focus words as well. Now I want to give you my favorite 50 words that you can end up getting inspiration from, or you can even choose one of them for your word of the year. So let's get going. All right, so I hope you got some inspiration from those 50 power words, and maybe you've even picked yours already. If not, or if there's an abundance of them that come out to you and you're like, well, there was like 4 or 5 of them that really, touched me or resonated with me, there are no rules. So you don't have to just pick one if you don't want to. You can end up picking more than one, or you can pick a power word in each area of your life. Maybe you want to do one that health, you want a specific power word. For relationships, you want a specific one, or work, or family life. It doesn't matter. This is your journey, and this word or these words are just helping you on that journey. So do what you feel is right. So if you've already picked out your power word or power words, great. If not, pause this video now and try to sort through it and see if you can pick out one word or a few words to represent 2020. Because now we are moving on into, once you get a power word, what the heck do you do with it? So again, the goal of a power word is to really help you to stay focused on improving yourself and improving your life, starting right now where you're at. And having a word is great. It's awesome. But if you do nothing with it, then what does it really mean? Okay, we don't want to be sitting here in 2020, in December, in the same damn place, doing the same damn thing, and not moving forward. And saying you have this power word that you're having to transfer into 2021 because you didn't do anything with it in 2020. So here are some steps to help you take your power word and do what you've got to do with it so that you can be successful. Okay, so once you have your power word, the first thing that you need to do is to visualize yourself a year from now, at the end of 2020. What does that look like to you? Regarding your power word and the things you want to accomplish in 2020, in this new year, where do you see yourself? Who have you become? How have you grown? I want you to literally picture it. What surrounds you? What accomplishments have you made? And where are you going from there? When you visualize something, you are making it real every single time you visualize it. I truly believe the biggest thing about manifesting whatever you want to happen in your life or whatever you don't want to happen in your life is because you're constantly visualizing it. If you're visualizing negativity, whether it's subconsciously or whether you have control over it, you're manifesting it. If it's constantly negative and you're constantly saying, I have no money, I'm not going to make it, this isn't going to work out, then guess what? Regardless of the actions that you're taking, if you believe that, you are manifesting it. So let's start off 2020 by manifesting positive things. So what does that look like to you? If you've got a notepad out, if you've already written down your power word or focus word, then I want you to come underneath it and I want you to write a story. Write a visualization of where you want to go with this. And I want you to set that intention now. An example with me is in 2000, I believe it was 2014. I wanted to put out a book so bad. I had been writing for years and years. I'd been writing since I was younger and just never thought I was enough. And I let fear hold me back over and over again. Fear of what people would think and what they'd say, and fear that they wouldn't like it, and fear that they wouldn't like me. And I had let fear hold me back from so many opportunities, not just putting my book out there and my poetry, but in so many other areas of my life. And so in 2014, I set that intention of being fearless. And the funny thing about it, in that year, I then founded Fearless Poets, which is an organization that's helping to speak up on all kinds of different issues, from bullying to racism and just helping people to be able to share their stories and them be fearless about speaking up against the things that they believe in. And so by me setting that intention for myself, I was then given the opportunity to be able to help so many other people to be able to be fearless in the process. So what is that intention for you? And I probably should have said this before we set the intention of it, but I definitely want you to define that word. I want you to go to Google, Webster's Dictionary, whatever you've got to do, and I want you to define what that word means. Then I want you to come back under it, and I want you to define what it means to you. That's two different things. It probably will not be the exact same answer, because I want you to go in a little bit more in depth and kind of turn the word to what it means in your situation. So being fearless can mean lack of fear. But in my case, being fearless meant making bold moves and not worrying about what other people would think. So see how there's a difference as I'm catering it to my life and where I want to go. So I want you again to define it. Then I want you to go back underneath that and I want you to visualize it. Okay, now once you have written your word down, you've defined your word and you've set intention of what that word means and visualized it. Now here's some other amazing things that you can add on to that. You can set it as your phone's background screen so you're constantly looking at it. Again, that's the reason why for I Am Simply Beautiful, every photo you're taking, you're putting that hashtag. Why? Because if you don't believe it and you keep declaring it over and over again, or you keep seeing it over and over again, then guess what? You're eventually going to believe it. So if you're constantly seeing your power word, you're able to keep it top of mind in everything that you do. Another way is you can text it to a friend. Hey, you can tell a friend, look, this is my power word of the year. Help me keep on track. You know, if you see me doing anything that doesn't line up with what I'm trying to accomplish, let me know. And you can also create a vision board around it. And that is something that I am going to actually do and show you within the coming days before 2020 happens, is how you can create a vision board and set an intention for your year in that vision board or on that vision board so that you can see what you want to accomplish. And that's another great way to visualize it. So if you really wanted to put your power word as priority, then you could put it at the top of your vision board. Or you could, hold on, let me see if I've got it here. Do I have it? If you are following me in the community tab, you know that I ended up creating from scratch a manifestation journal for 2020. And you can be bold and put your power word or your power words on your journal or even in your journal so that you're constantly seeing them. And again, over and over again, you're going to hear this from me. You're constantly setting the intention to manifest what you desire. So stay tuned within the coming days because I am going to show you how to create a fascinating vision board of everything that you desire in each area of your life. So stay tuned for that because it is coming soon. Now, the next way that you can really set that intention with your power word is compile a reading list or a watch list of books you want to read around that specific word? Or what videos or movies do you want to watch? Or what people that focus on that area or that specific word or intention do you want to watch throughout the year that can help you to stay focused on your journey to where you're trying to go? Another thing you can do is write out mantras or go online and search, if your word is beautiful, beautiful quotes or quotes on feeling beautiful. And then get your little handy dandy journal out, and hopefully you have one of these or you're going to make one of these, and start writing quotes or mantras or affirmations regarding your power word. Because everything that you do, every time that you see this word, every time that you read something or watch something or write something, again, you're setting that intention. You're keeping yourself on track. So if you're veering in a different direction, you are bringing yourself back on course. And you're not going too far off of course before you come back onto wherever you're supposed to be in line with your journey and where you're trying to go. And also, I want you to make sure that those quotes and those mantras, make sure that those are positive. That you're not writing down things and you're setting intentions and you're feeding your subconscious mind something that's negative. Because then it's going to be even harder for you to reach your goals, because you're planting seeds that are going to grow, that are going against what you're even trying to accomplish in the first place. So make sure they're positive. Another thing that you can end up doing is creating a playlist. If you're like me and you love music and music touches you and music can change your mood in an instant, then what are those songs that go along with your power word? Or maybe what are songs that include your power word? Again, the more you hear it, the more you touch it, the more you feel it, the more you are going to keep remembering it and training yourself to make decisions positively regarding that area of your life. You can also put it on sticky notes. I absolutely love sticky notes. I used to have them everywhere because I'm constantly seeing it. If it is my to-do list, it's up there. I'm seeing it over and over again. Eventually, I'm going to do it because I'm going to get tired of seeing it. Well, that's the same thing. Where do you go most often? Or where do you feel like you fail most often when it comes to whatever your power word is? So if it's consistency and you are struggling with it in your work, or you trying to be successful in your career, maybe you need sticky notes of those quotes and those mantras and that power word by your desk at work. Or maybe if you have a home office, you've got it somewhere in your home office. Or maybe you need to put it as your screensaver or your background. Or maybe if you're constantly on Facebook or Instagram, you need to be putting it on your profile picture as well, setting that intention where you're seeing it on a regular basis. Another thing you can do is wear it on a shirt, put it on a necklace. If you like earrings, put it on earrings. Put it on a wristband. Each of these things are helping you throughout the year to not fall off track. What do we do with New Year's resolutions? We set an intention and then we forget about it. If we made it to a week, we're lucky. Now, I'm not saying that some people don't have New Year's resolutions and do great with them, but for the majority of people, New Year's resolutions go down the drain within a month or 2 months at the most. And sometimes by January the 2nd, they're gone. It's over. So that's why I'm giving you so many ideas to help you to stay on track. And if you have goals, which I always do, I write down my goals for the year, and I'll do another video soon as well talking about how I set my goals for the year. But again, your power word is setting intention for the whole year. So it is keeping you on track for the whole year. It's not a bunch of goals that you're trying to accomplish. It's one word or a couple words that is defining where you want to go. So that's easier for you to stay on track with. And the last thing is I just want you to live it, breathe it, and be it. I want you to be the one who defines it. By the end of the year, that word should be you. When we are sitting here in December of 2020 and you're looking back on the year, I want you to be able to share everything that you've accomplished, everything that you set out to do. I want you to share how that became a reality because you stayed the course and you did what you had to do, and you're not putting it off like so many people do. Y'all, I have seen people all the way since October talking about how, 2020 just sucked and I totally ruined it. Oh, I did so bad, and now I'm gonna wait on 2020. 2019 was so bad, I'm gonna wait on 2020. Y'all, really? You had 3 more months to get it together and do what you gotta do. That's just like right now, we've got a week. As of the time that I'm putting up this video, we've got a week to set these intentions and do what we gotta do. But if you're watching this video in February, April, June, October of 2020 or beyond, guess what? This still applies to you. You can still set an intention. You can still create your power word. And you can still do what you've got to do to make success happen in your life. So I hope that this gave you something. I hope that you really sit down, create your power word, and go through these steps so that you can have an amazing 2020 beyond your wildest dreams and do what you got to do to make it happen. So please do me a favor and give this video a thumbs up, subscribe to my channel, and comment down below your power word. What is it? I want to see it. I will definitely comment back to you and support you. That's what this whole channel is about. That's what I'm here for, is to support you on your journey to becoming your best self, living the best life that you possibly can, and making money and being happy doing it. So have a wonderful, wonderful day, and I'll see y'all